In the approach for the Kenya Pipeline Company listing, it's important to understand what happens behind the scenes, what actually makes the engine of Kenya Pipeline work. And I'm seated next to engineer Moses Tauwo, who is in charge of the engineering department and operations as a general manager. Now, where were you 24 years? That's when Engineer Moses started his career here. So institutional memory, you understand how things have changed over time, and we are approaching a milestone in terms of change within Kenya Pipeline Company. First of all, just help us understand and appreciate on a daily basis, Engineer Tauwo, when you come here, what actually are you keen on in terms of making things happen for the Mwananchi?
Thank you, Masai. What I do on a daily basis, I am in charge of operations and engineering services. That is the core business for Kenya Pipeline. Our main activity is pumping product from the port of Mombasa all the way to Nairobi, Eldoret, and Kisumu, and into Rwanda, Burundi, Kampala, and Southern Sudan. What we do on a daily basis, which we do on a 24/7, is to ensure that we have our controllers at our Nairobi Control Center who monitor our pipelines. We have a total of 1,342 kilometers of pipeline running all the way from Mombasa to Nairobi, 450 kilometers, 20-inch pipeline doing over 1 million liters per hour. Then we have pipeline from here to Eldoret, 325 kilometers, 14-inch, doing flow rate of over 400, and line 2 all the way to Eldoret and Kisumu, doing more than 200 meters cube per hour. That's 200, almost 2 million liters per hour. What we do on a daily basis is to ensure that we monitor pressures, ensure supply is received through the ships in the port of Mombasa and put into the line. We have quality controls checks for our product, and safety is paramount as we do our operations.
Right. Engineer, as you've just told me your day-to-day process and focus, help me understand as a Kenyan where you come in terms of petroleum, the product and the Kenyan receiving it. What's the process from arrival at the docking to getting to the Kenyan? Because sometimes people say, hey, whenever we're reviewing the prices at the pump, hey, Kenya Pipeline, mnatufinya.
Yes.
Help us understand where you come in that.
Yes, Kenya Pipeline basically mandate is transporting and storing and making sure the product reaches the oil marketing companies.
Yeah.
So the product is owned by the oil marketing companies.
Yeah.
We're just a transporting company.
For instance?
So for instance, we receive the product from a ship in Mombasa, Kipefu. We store it in our storage facilities that are in Kipefu, which have a capacity of 326 million liters and 100 million meters additional AGO for the KPRL. Then from there, we transfer it to the main line to pump it all the way to Nairobi. Then from Nairobi,
where we
are currently, we either transfer it to the next neighbors who are the oil marketing companies depots, where now they take it to their petrol stations or their marketers through trucks. Then the trucks will take them to the petrol station. Our mandate ends when you transfer it from here to the oil marketing companies. From here also we transfer to our depots in Western Kenya. The depot in Western Kenya have loading facilities. So the oil marketing companies bring their trucks to come and load their product into the petrol station.
Yes.
So our mandate as KPC is basically to receive, store, transport up to where the distribution happens. So we are basically in the midstream. In the oil industry, we have the three layers. There's the upstream, downstream, and the upstream, midstream, and downstream. So as we are in the midstream, where we receive already refined petroleum product on behalf of the oil marketing companies.
Okay.
On the other hand, the pricing is done by IPRA, who now put all the cost for shipping and transporting and all those tariffs into the pricing mechanism at the pump price.
Okay. So the pump price, wewe pia ni mpenzi mtazamaji kama mimi.
Kama wewe.
Okay. And you mentioned something very special in terms of and integrate in safety. For you, when you go back home to rest, how do you ensure that the product is safely and reliably distributed to the region in a proper way? What makes you happy when you go to sleep and say, tumefanya kazi yetu?
Within the operation engineering department, we have a dedicated supply logistics department,
Yeah.
which does vessel scheduling. All the ships coming to the country,
Yeah.
we do it in advance. We look at the product requirement for the country 2 months ahead, and we make sure that we have product coming into the country for the entire use within the country and the region. And what I do and happy about is when we have all stock days across all depots in the country,
Yeah.
that are over 7 days, mostly 7 days stock, meaning that you cannot have product outages. And that is done using scheduling, that is clearly done. And then we have the controllers who make sure the lines are all up and running. And engineering team working 24/7 also ensures that the systems are working and you
Yeah.
have redundancy.
Right. So, in the line of safety and monitoring safety, you look at the pressure within the pipeline to make sure that it is where it's meant to be. Now, looking at the privatization that we are getting into through the IPO, there's going to be the pressure for the shareholder. What is a priority of engineer Tauwo and his team, regardless what's happening in the market, to make sure that operations continue seamlessly? Whatever price is on the market and within the the listing, post the listing, drop or raise, what is your priority as engineer?
My priority as an engineer is we have those engineering systems, pumps, pipelines, which are the ones that, and the powering of those pumps. Mine is to ensure that the downtime, the line is 24/7 on pumping products, and there's no downtime, because downtime can be caused by equipment failure or it can be caused by power outages. So at any given time, we make sure that first of all we have redundant pumping systems, meaning you have two pumps in every pump station. The first pump station is in Changamwe, Mombasa. The second one for the new line 5 is in Maungu. The third one is in Motito, and the last one that brings all the product to Nairobi, because that's the major key. The major key bringing product to the whole country is the line 5, the 20-inch line that is from Mombasa to Nairobi. So we ensure that we have those two pump systems are always, when one is not working, the other one is up and maintained.
Right.
So we make sure you have schedules of maintenance of those engineering systems, and that they are redundant, that at any given time, you don't have any offlines, and you minimize the offlines to make sure that we flood the market with the product.
As we anticipate the listing, what changes in your daily routine with going to the market and privatizing? What changes in your daily routine in terms of making sure the service continues? Does anything alter?
Nothing alters. Actually, it will be more efficient, because for currently as a public, it is, you have to go through the Procurement Act to procure an equipment if you have a breakdown.
Yes.
But if you are now going private, it means you will bring that back very fast, because you'll have to go to the manufacturer directly.
Right.
So it will really change and make more efficient.
Yes.
More efficient systems.
So you're looking forward to more efficiency.
More efficiency, seamless operations, and more profits.
So more efficiency, more profits. But what is a non-negotiable in terms of
The
operations for an engineer?
non-negotiable in terms of operations, and even as it stands right now, as per our standard operating procedure, is safety. We cannot compromise safety. Considering that what we are handling is a highly flammable product, safety is priority to us, and we cannot compromise it. We are under the regulation of IPRA, under the regulation of international standards, and we cannot go below our standard operating procedure, where safety is number one.
Right.
Yes.
As you reflect on the 24 years that you have been in the pipeline, pun intended, what are the highs for you in terms of you look back and say, we did that? And what are some of the challenges that you actually surmounted over the years?
One of the major highs when we received product in here, we had two projects. These tanks behind me, they hold 1.3 million liters. It was a project that was going on, and the other line 5, which started around 2014. So the actual having the product reach here in Nairobi was a serious big challenge, because he had contractor consultants. The project kept on delaying. But the moment we received product here, I was in charge of quite a big chunk, and I was team leader around here. We received a product here on 2018, I think end of June 2018, and the product was received from line 5 and also received from the TAC at the same time. Two major projects, one a 48 billion project and the other one a almost 5-6 billion project.
And so you were handling that?
I was handling, and I did not sleep for four days. After the receiving of the product, I just had to sleep across the other side in my car, because I was sleepy for over 3 days.
But fulfilled?
But fulfilled, yes.
What impact personally, and what have you seen with your colleagues within your department, that it been over the years to work in Kenya Pipeline?
The calling has been actually, as you have initially noted, I have 24 years, meaning the whole of my life, almost 50% of my life spent in KPC.
That's actually the lifetime of my cameraman here. Yeah, he was born 24 years ago.
Yeah, 24 years. So the fulfillment is actually seeing all those projects come and making the company grow and make more profit. Because by the time I was joining, the company was not having that line 5. I also was a team leader for line 4, from me all the way to Eldoret in 2011, and commissioned that line, where you had constraint of the old line that had reached capacity. So I participated also in that, and the growth of the company has been part of me, and all the successes I've been very happy with them.
Is there any apprehension, moment of anxiety, as you anticipate the privatization, that things will change in terms of the role you play? Do you feel in any way that there's going to be a replacement of your role with the privatization?
I think that we have been sensitized from day one, and we have been part of the process. So there is actually no challenge in terms of replacement. In more, it will be that you'll be more required to make the system even work more better now that you're looking at more profits.
Right.
Yes.
So you're looking forward to this particular
journey. I'm looking forward to this journey and challenge.
Engineer Moses, you've invested 24 years in KPC, but also in the lives of Kenyans, in your line of work, in the service that you deliver to make sure things run reliably. Looking at and speaking to the Kenyan who has an opportunity to invest in KPC as a shareholder, what would your word be to them?
Thank you, Mark. My encouragement and advice to the Kenyan population is that KPC is a highly profitable organization, and I will advise them to invest, to come on and invest in the shares, because the KPC is the future, and the shareholders will really benefit from the investment.
Yes, and the feeling from your department, from Kenya Pipeline, how are people feeling about this privatization?
The people are really excited, and they really are waiting for the transition from public to private.
Yes.
And more so where you want services to be more efficient, where there were bureaucracies, they are now going to be none. So the team that is in engineering operation are really feeling that we'll unlock a number of things that have been pending. And we promise to the public that you invest and you will see the returns.
And as you say, your priority is safety. I'm wishing you and the team a safe transition into the private sector. And as you've heard from Engineer Tauwo, he's invested 24 years and still has more years to invest. And he's asking you to invest in the Kenya Pipeline Company.